Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Hema and you're watching me on ProEd Academy. If you guys have been following my channel for quite some time now, you guys must also know that in one of my videos, that is in Get to Know Me video, I have said that I know 6 different languages. Yes, you heard that right. I know 6 different Indian languages. And whoever has heard it from me for the first time, most of them get really shocked thinking that this girl knows 6 different languages. Well, I do not really brag about myself, but honestly guys, I really feel proud that I know so many languages and I just don't know it, but I know how to speak them very fluently today. So guys, in today's video, I'm going to share with you exactly what all I did, or exactly you can say, my entire journey, how I made it possible, how I learned 6 different languages. The whole intention of shooting this video is to convey the message to you all that it's just a language. It's not difficult as most of us really think. It's just a language and anyone can learn any language if you really have that interest and dedication. If I can do, anyone can do it, right? So learning any language is not difficult at all, and if you are one of them who is really struggling hard to learn any language, irrespective of whether it is English, Hindi, Telugu, Oriya, whatever language it is, so I think this video is really helpful for you all. So guys, in this video I'm going to share you my experiences, what all I did in learning these 6 languages, so that it can be helpful for you if you are learning any language, right? So yeah, for those of you who don't know what all languages I know English, Hindi, Telugu, Oriya, Bengali and Kannada. So let me start with sharing with you my experience as on how I learnt Bengali first. So I am born and brought up in Orissa, and the people of Orissa speak in Oriya. So I did my schooling, college, everything in Orissa itself. Then after my studies got over, and I got a job in Kolkata, wherein I had to relocate back to Kolkata. So we all know that Kolkata is in the state West Bengal, and the people of West Bengal speak Bengali. So I am completely new to that language. I do not had any friends, nor any family members, not anyone to speak in Bengali in the past, right? So it's a complete alien language to me. So when I went to Kolkata, everyone used to speak in Bengali, and Hindi was even less. So everyone used to speak in Bengali, which I am not aware at all. So luckily, yes, I had a roommate who is again from Orissa, but she used to stay with me in the hostel, and her mother tongue is Bengali. So we both used to stay together. So we had a maid whose mother tongue is Bengali, but she doesn't know Hindi at all. So what I used to do is, for example, let's say that she used to get us food. At the same time, she used to ask, will you not go to office today? But she asks in Bengali, which I do not understand. But my roommate used to answer on my behalf in Bengali to her. Right, you're getting my point, right? So she was the one who used to talk on my behalf, and she used to respond it in Bengali. After she leaves, I used to ask my friend that what did she say. Then my roommate says she is asking that aaj office nahi hai kya. Then I ask her what did she say in Bengali. Then she tells that aaj ke office jabe na. So that's how she translates me the same thing which the maid said in Bengali, so that I can understand that what she is telling. So आज के office जाबे ना, so आज office नहीं जाओगी क्या? That means that. So that's how I learned. So whatever she said, I used to ask her to translate that in English or Hindi and then into Bengali, so that I can exactly understand what it is. So for example here, आज ऑफिस नहीं जाओगे क्या? आज की ऑफिस जाबे ना. So that's how I used to learn. I used to repeat. I used to remember things. I used to speak in myself. I used to ask her to correct if I'm saying wrong. So that's how I learned Bengali, and today I can speak very fluently. So moving on to the next language which I'm going to share with you, that is Kannada. So what happened was I stayed in Kolkata for almost a year, and then because of more career opportunities, I had to shift to Bangalore. Now we all know that Bangalore is in Karnataka, and the people of Karnataka speak Kannada. So the native people of Karnataka speak Kannada. But I am a Telgite. My mother tongue is Telugu, though I am born and brought up in Orissa. Right? When I initially came to Bangalore, I don't even understand. Like, it was very difficult for me to identify Kannada, Tamil and Malayalam. So all these three languages literally seemed similar. So it took a little time to identify all these three languages, because I know Telugu, so I had no problem with Telugu at all. So these three languages, it was very difficult for me to identify first. Then gradually what happened is we kept a maid, a full-time maid at our home. So her mother tongue is Kannada. Luckily, her mother tongue is Kannada and she knows Hindi too, right? So it was very easy for me to interact with her and learn Kannada, because she was the person, she was the medium where I can connect with her and I can learn this language. So it became easy for me. I told her to speak in Kannada, even if I don't understand. I asked her that, Auntie, मुझे सीखना है कन्नड़ा, इसीलिए आप कन्नड़ा में ही बात कीजिए. So that's what I told her. So whatever she has to tell, she will tell me in Hindi, and again I will ask her to translate back to Kannada, so that I can learn that way. For example, let's say कि मैडम ये चाहिए क्या, मैडम वो चाहिए क्या. Then first she will speak like that, then I'll ask to translate. What do we call in Kannada the same thing? Madam idbeka, Madam adbeka. So that's how I used to take help from her, and I used to ask her to translate the same thing whatever she tells in Hindi to Kannada, so that I can repeat, I can learn from her. Again the same way I followed, like I used to tell her to please auntie आप correct कीजिए, जो भी मैं गलत बोल रही हूँ आप correct कीजिए ताकि मैं ये language सीख सकती हूँ. That's how I used to tell her, and she was really a good person, and she literally helped me to learn this language easily. And that's how I learned Kannada. And today if I speak in Kannada, people can't even believe that, you know, I am a Telgite, or I'm a person who does not belong to Karnataka at all. So that's how I am fluent in Kannada. The next language which I'm going to share with you all is Hindi. Hindi, yes, I know how to speak very fluently in Hindi. It's not that I knew it from the time I was born. No, it was not the case. But when I went to school, I had one subject, third language, as Hindi. Though I did not had a lot of friends who used to speak in Hindi, but yes, I had couple of Marwadi friends whose mother tongue was Hindi. So I used to have a conversation with them. I used to observe how they used to speak, and because I had one of my language as Hindi as a subject in my class, so obviously my English teacher used to speak in Hindi in that period, right? So I used to observe, I used to interact whatever I know in Hindi, and my Marwadi friends also speak in Hindi with me, and that's how gradually by practicing and speaking in Hindi with them, I got my fluency in Hindi very nicely. Now talking about English, I think I do not have to speak about it, because I again had a video on how I improved my English fluency. It's a separate video. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. You guys can go check it out. But yes, to give a brief idea on how I learned English, I am definitely from an English medium school background. So yes, all my teachers used to speak in English, and English medium school means you always have to interact in English, right? So that way. And yes, regarding my fluency, I used to read a lot of books. I used to watch a lot of English news channels. I used to observe them, imitate them. So that's how I practiced and I improved my English fluency today. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, that I have separate video on English, so I'm not going to talk about how I learned English as a language. Now moving on to the fifth language which I know, that is Oriya. Yes, I mentioned that I am from Orissa, so people of Orissa speak in Oriya. So I had a second language subject in my school as Oriya. So we had one subject, so I used to write and read in Oriya. And yes, I had a lot of friends who are from Orissa, so their mother tongue is Oriya. So I used to interact and speak with them, because I'm born and brought up in that state. So definitely if I move out of my house, then I have to speak in that regional language there. So that was Oriya, and not much about it, because I'm born and brought up. Yes, I know Oriya. Moving on to the next language which I know, yes, Telugu. It's my mother tongue, and I'm really proud of being a Telgite. My mother tongue is Telugu, but I know so many languages and I can speak them very fluently, though I am a Telgite. I do not have a mother tongue influence at all. And regarding my Telugu journey, I think I do not have to mention anything, because it's my mother tongue. So definitely by the time I'm born, I'll speak at home with all my family members in Telugu, right? So there's nothing much to discuss about it. So guys, that's about it, and these are the experiences of learning 6 different languages, and I really hope that sharing this video will help you to take in a very easy note that learning any language can be easy. And if I can learn so many languages, and anyone can, you can, right? It's not that difficult as we all feel, as we all think. If you have that interest and if you have that dedication to learn any language, you can do it. I really hope that these tips which I have shared with you all, it will help you to certain extent to learn any language. So guys, that's about it for today's video, and I really hope that you guys are now at least motivated in learning any language, because if I can, you too can, anyone can. It's not difficult at all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time in my next video. Bye.